Dead Space 3 is a game rife with options and flexibility, maintaining the essence of the franchise while incorporating clever new ideas that let you tailor the experience to your liking. It hits a few sour notes in its story and struggles at times when introducing more gameplay variety, but Dead Space 3 is a thrilling and worthwhile sequel nonetheless. At the heart of that newfound flexibility is Dead Space 3's terrific weapon crafting system. Every classic weapon from the plasma cutter to the Ripper has been broken down to its most basic components, resulting in an endless stream of modular spare parts you're constantly scavenging throughout the game. You start with a frame, slot in tools that determine the primary and alternate fire, say a plasma cutter coupled with a flamethrower, add attachments that modify the weapon fire, like turning your regular grenades into acid grenades, and finally, plug in upgrade circuits to modify basic stats. What you create is never set in stone. You're constantly swapping in new parts to meet the demands of the game's increasingly terrifying onslaught of necromorphs. It's a system that takes a little while to fully comprehend, but ultimately adds a huge amount of depth and strategy to the game's core combat.
Isaac's turn it off. Hey, Isaac!
Isaac? Carver, what's going on?
Isaac! Hey! Hey!
What is it?
Where Dead Space 3 sticks more closely to the series' roots is in the overall story. That is to say, it's nearly incomprehensible. Isaac Clarke, now caught in a confusing love triangle, has been sent off to a frozen ice planet believed to be the marker homeworld. As one uninteresting character after another dies off after a whirlwind of exposition and references to earlier events, it's hard to feel all that involved in everything that's going on.
This mission needs him.
We need him or you need him?
You got something to say to me, Captain?
Stop! Just stop!
Isaac's latest journey may not be explained particularly well, but it succeeds in ushering you from one thrilling locale to the next. Whether floating in space amid the wreckage of destroyed spacecraft, or attempting to stay alive in a suffocating blizzard, Dead Space 3 keeps you on your toes with one incredible environment after the other. The series has long been known for its terrific use of atmosphere, and Dead Space 3 carries the torch while adding more variety along the way. Just how creeped out you are will largely depend on whether you choose to play the Dead Space 3 campaign as a solo or a cooperative endeavor. Playing solo, the tone feels like classic Dead Space. There are a few action-heavy set pieces toward the beginning of the game, but the bulk of the adventure is about isolation and terror. But you can also play alongside newcomer John Carver. Co-op makes for an altogether different experience. The tension is lessened, you feel more comfortable with someone at your side, and conversations between these two characters tend to overshadow the game's stellar audio effects. But at the same time, shredding your way through the necromorph hordes alongside a buddy is a whole lot of fun. And from a strategic standpoint, working with your partner to ensure you've built complementary weapons is immensely satisfying. Dead Space 3 also features a whole bunch of side missions that can easily bring the total playtime up to 20 hours. Some of these are unique to co-op, but most are accessible to those playing solo, and tend to follow the theme of discovering what happened to the people who inhabited these places in the past. In addition to being quite fun, these optional missions allow you to scavenge parts for your weapons, as well as gain a little bit more insight into the overall narrative in the likely event you're feeling a little bit lost. Aside from a convoluted story, the biggest flaw in Dead Space 3 is that it can be a little overzealous in its attempts to add gameplay variety. Some of these moments are fun little palate cleansers, like piloting a spaceship through a field of debris. Others are clumsy and far too overused, like the frustrating ice climbing sections on the frozen ice planet of Tau Volantis. Yet these issues make up a small portion of a much larger package. From its robust weapon crafting system to its terrific wealth of side content, Dead Space 3 is a generous and flexible game. No matter how you choose to approach it, you'll have a blast fending off necromorphs in this great sequel.